Yeah, you know what time it is. No scripts, no filters, no fear. We said what we said and meant that. Off the record. Off the record. Yeah, we keep it real. No filter shit, we say what we feel. Politics, stories, truth on display. Come on. We talk that talk in our own way. Off the record. Minion the guy, let's go. Foxy to Roxy, three she go hard.
I swear on everything that is exactly what he said right here in the studio.
That is the funniest thing I have heard all week.
So hard. Busy with the facts she never miss. Nah. I said what I said, that's the twist. Off the record, yeah. Come and catch the vibe. Where real ones talk and the truth survive. Late night truth, we don't just speak. We pull the roots from what they keep. From pain to progress, we light the flame. No spin, no script, we call it by name. Minion bring the vision, Foxy bring the flame. Lizzie drop a cease, it'll never be the same. I said what I said, say it loud, no shame. We taking truth global, remember the name. No apologies, no disguise. Just soul and purpose in our eyes. We move with power, bold and free. Say it loud, you gon' feel this energy. We said what we said. Off the record. Yeah. Yeah. We said what we said. Off the record.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up? Happy Tuesday. Hope everybody's doing well. It is Off the Record with your boy Minion, the God, and we got my co-host in the building. I said what I said. What's going on?
Hey everybody, everything's going on, Minion. I hope everybody's doing good. And hey, welcome back, everybody. We hope you
Absolutely.
enjoy the show tonight.
Whoop whoop. Okay, we got a good show. I think I think y'all gonna like this show. We're gonna have some comedy. We're gonna start off with a little comedy. But before we get into the show, first off, of course, we got to shout out everybody who decided to speak to us in the chat. So, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and give y'all a moment. Thank
Well,
y'all
let's,
for being here.
let's get it rolling. Let's get it popping. We have SBK Media in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
What's
What's
up?
up, SBK? We have Lady T Bug in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Okay, what's up, Lady T Bug?
We also have Jess Viva in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. Y'all hit the like button.
Also, we have Who Dat in the house. Welcome, 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 and thank you for joining us tonight.
Who there? Who there? Who there? Who there? Who there? Who there? Who?
Who that? Who that is? That is who that.
Okay.
We got Leo lady in the house. Welcome, sis. Thank you for joining us. I
What's
hope
going
everybody
on?
having a great night tonight.
Every Absolutely. Y'all hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Make sure y'all hit the like button on I Said What I Said channel and subscribe to I Said What I Said. And of course, if y'all are here, y'all could of course support the channel by just double tapping that screen for us. Is that everybody?
Yeah, so far it is. Everybody that spoke to us. We have some people in the bushes, but they haven't spoke to us yet. So shout out to the bushes and hello to everybody that's in the bushes. And
Absolutely.
y'all participate. We don't mind your opinion. We don't care if you agree with us or not. So feel free to put whatever you want to put in the chat. Please just don't attack each other and don't attack the panel. And it's all good up in the neighborhood.
That's right. That's right. We welcome the First Amendment over here. Okay, so let's get into it though, y'all. So we can start off on a high note. I want y'all to get into this comedian. She is hilarious. Oh my God, I almost died of crying when I first saw this. So y'all, let's look at the video and
Oh,
shout
buddy,
out.
it's time for your weekly check-in. How you doing?
Terrible, terrible.
Double terrible? Why's that?
There's a lot of problems.
A lot of problems like,
There must be something wrong with Trump.
are you forgetting things again?
It's getting worse.
Okay, let's see what's going on. Why don't we take another dementia test?
A cognitive test.
Okay, we can call it a cognitive test if that makes you feel better.
Hey,
Okay, I'm just gonna ask you some simple questions like, what is your name?
no clue.
You don't know your name?
It's just such a ridiculous question.
Okay, moving on. What animal says woof?
Tiger,
What do we wear on our feet?
bags,
If it's 8 o'clock, what time will it be in 1 hour?
3 o'clock.
Can you name a fruit?
That's it. That's the easy one.
Okay, name a fruit.
And
Okay, moving on. What's 1 plus 1?
can you help me?
I can't help you, buddy. You gotta do this all on your own. 1 plus 1.
Who knows?
Okay, next question. Birds fly in the...
Uh, water.
Donald, what has 4 wheels and drives on the road?
It's a rowboat or something.
Okay, I'm gonna say some words. Repeat after me. Person, man, woman, camera, TV.
Uh,
Person, man, woman, camera, TV.
see this pen right here? This pen is an interesting example. It's the same thing.
Try and focus, buddy. What is this called?
Nobody knows. Nobody has any idea what it is.
It's called a f.
It's a see-through. You know what see-through means?
Okay, next. What year is it? Okay, what comes next? Monday, Tuesday?
Potatoes.
Can you count backwards from 10?
It's not possible.
Okay, moving on. Where are we right now?
I don't know.
It's a mental institution. Okay, what do you do first? Wake up or go to sleep? Donald, I wasn't telling you to go to sleep. Wake up. Feeling sleepy? Was that too many questions?
It's too much, way too much.
We're all done with the test.
Those were complicated.
They were, huh?
Very, very tough.
Okay, bad news, Donald. You scored a 0.
It's 0.
Yeah, you failed your cognitive test.
Trump was right about everything.
You didn't get a single question right.
I don't care.
You know what comes next, right?
What is it called? The 25th Amendment?
Yeah, the 25th Amendment.
Oh, no, we don't want.
You are completely unfit to be president.
It's very sad.
Well, only for you.
What's happening?
Aw, did you forget already? It's okay. We're all done for today, buddy. Just go back to sleep.
Oh my God.
Genius.
That was so.
Shout out to what's her name? Maria Mama Mermaid. Go follow her on Instagram, guys. That's where we got this clip from. But she is genius.
Yes, yes, I thought that was amazing. It made me laugh, especially with the background music, but we can't play it because of YouTube. So,
Yeah.
um, all right, guys. So let's get into what we have been missing for the last week. Did anybody go to the No Kings parade first off? Because it looked like it was definitely a lot going on at the No Kings parade. A lot of people there. There
Over
was
8 million.
over 8 million people
8
in
million
attendance.
people, yeah, is protesting this president, and 8 million people actually attended the parade all around the world, all around the United States and the world.
And I mean, look at what these people, they really went all out just to protest this man. It's crazy how unlike this man is across the United States and across the world right now.
Yeah, and did you see those people in the snow protesting?
Yes.
It's like nothing kept them at home. They all was like, I'm protesting. I don't care rain, sun, sleet, or shine. I'm going out there to walk these streets and to protest. Now, I didn't attend any protests, but I actually watched it on YouTube.
Well, again, I still wholeheartedly believe that, it's not a protest for, our people to just come out and represent like this, because it wouldn't have been this successful. They would have used that as a reason to try to probably arrest everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm. Yeah.
I think that it's
Yeah,
best that
they definitely want us in the streets. So we definitely not, we're gonna sit this one out because actually we didn't actually start this problem, you
we
know.
vote this mother in.
Right. We did not vote him in office. It's not our I mean, it is our issue because he's the president and we're having to live under his policies. But we
Yeah,
didn't put
we're
him in
all
there. So
affected,
this it's
right?
their they put him in, so they need to take him back. They need to protest against him, not us.
I agree. I agree, but I definitely think that this gives people hope that everybody is not a fucking racist monster roaming
Hmm.
these American streets. So I think this was a good show of where the people stand right now. Of course,
And it showed that they're not on board with all of the policies that he's implementing. And basically, most of the policies that he implement are racist
right,
and
and they feel
trying
betrayed.
to erase. Yeah, they're betrayal. They're racist, and it appears that he's just trying to eliminate the Black history. He's trying to eliminate any person of color. He's retaliating against, in my opinion, with his policies.
Yeah, I, yeah. And I think that the other part of that is the fact that the MAGA people who voted for him voted for no wars. They voted for lower lower prices, and a lot of the stuff that he pretty much ran his ticket on, he has completely abandoned.
Exactly. And we never said that every Black person voted for Trump. Actually, 92% of Black people voted for Trump. So those are the people that we're counting. We're not counting the 8% that didn't. Mr. BB Arthur.
Yeah, yeah. And now speaking about black people voted for Trump, that's a good segue into the next thing that we wanted to kind of discuss, which is
What a coincidence.
I know, right? TLC is MAGA. And so something we didn't know.
What?
I had no
No,
idea.
no, let's get that straight. TLC is not MAGA. Chili from TLC is MAGA because
Oh,
T-Boz never said that she was MAGA, only Chili. And Left Eye is not here, so we don't know what she was or is, or used to be.
yeah,
But
right.
no, this is Chili by herself. It's not TLC. It's only Chili from TLC.
Mm, let me get my facts straight. Well, we're gonna start off with the first video that kicked it all off, and then we're gonna look at a reaction to her react to what's happening.
TLC put up a negative post about Michelle Obama, implying that she registered to vote as a man. They're also saying, allegedly, that she donated to Donald Trump on several occasions. Her response was that it was an accidental retweet and she's not very computer savvy. It just happened. All the buttons are right there. I don't know. What y'all think?
Hey guys, I wanted to come on here to address a few things that's circulating on the internet that's very concerning to me. Let me say this first. I have the utmost respect and admiration for Michelle Obama, and I would never say or do anything that is disrespectful to her or to any woman. I would never do that. And I had no clue that this repost had happened until I started getting phone calls and text messages from everybody, and I immediately went to my page to see what was going on. Now, mind you, I'm not very computer savvy, so I'm looking for this repost button, and I see that
Girl.
all of
Yeah.
these buttons are very, very close to each other. And clearly I
Shut,
was scrolling and my thumb hit the repost button.
shut your
Cut the tab.
lying.
Just lying.
Like, how many of y'all accidentally repost shit that y'all
Right.
didn't want to repost? That's a
Yeah.
dangerous game to have to, you know,
But I
not
guess clean up on L9, baby. I guess she have to clean it up some type of way. And I'm not gonna address this chat all night, but Mr. Knox, whoever Cal Knox, we didn't say 92% of people voted for Trump. We said 92% of the black people that voted against Trump. So make sure you're listening correctly. But and that's the last comment that I'm gonna address in this chat. But I just want to make sure I clarify that because I don't want the chat to feel like we're giving out misinformation or whatever. So you can look it up. But
exactly.
it's clean up on L9,
That's what it
and
is.
and
Eh,
I don't know how you. I mean, you have to hit the share button. I mean, you have to hit the repost button or the share button to repost this. So I don't know how that could be a mistake. Like, what were you trying to do with it?
Exactly. I mean, obviously, something about that post made you hit something.
And why is it
So
even in your algorithm? Because see, if you're not on board with those with that type of
it won't show up.
yeah, if you're not on board with those type of clips, it won't show up because I've never seen nothing in my feed saying anything negative about Obama and MAGA or what have you. So apparently, this is where you lean and then stand on your business. Don't sit up here and try to clean it up because at the end of the day, everybody's entitled to vote for whomever they want to vote for. They can support whomever they want to support, but don't come to the American public and try to lie yourself out of it. Stand on your business. If you reposted it, you reposted it. That's the way you feel. That's the way you feel.
But let's really address the elephant in the room because yeah, you're right. You got the freedom to repost, to like, to do whatever you want to do on your social media. You shouldn't even have to apologize for it. Just be you. Just be who you are. But let's just address the fact that how you gonna be talking about Michelle Obama looking like a man? And I mean, we see Chili, right?
Right. With no makeup,
Yeah. I mean,
nothing girly
she
on.
yeah, I mean, body look like a little tomboy,
Right.
like, come
A
on
zesty
now.
looking like a zesty little dude.
How
Okay.
the hell you gonna talk about another female looking like a man and your ass? We still on the fence about you.
Right. And don't
So
nobody care about you being married because they could be, your little cover up. There's a lot of people have beards, you
yeah,
know, because they don't want to, they don't want to own up their, they don't want to,
well,
they don't want to live
technically
their
Michelle
truth.
Obama is married. She got kids. She got two
Right.
kids. So
But live out your truth, sis. Be
yeah,
honest with yourself and be honest with the public because in this day and time, really people don't even care what you do.
right.
This is 2026. Everybody free to be whoever they want to be.
But you the last person to try to talk about somebody looking like a man. No, I'm just gonna throw that out there. But let's get into the reaction part. This creator is called Tabitha. So y'all shout out to Tabitha. Y'all go follow her on YouTube as well.
And also, that was the talk on Facebook, the clip that we just looked at with Chili. So y'all go ahead and follow him on Facebook.
As well, for sure.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I want to give a huge shout out to my old faithfuls and a huge shout out to my newbies. If you've come across this video and are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. I'd be happy to have you. I got a little bit of a headache today, so yeah, I'm piping down today. But they still digging up stuff on Chili. AllHipHop.com is reporting, quote, my group member voted for him, end quote. This is an all hip hop exclusive. T-Boz confirms Chili voted for Donald Trump in audio obtained by All Hip Hop. This audio is from Trump's first successful run in 2016. This adds fuel to the controversy that already had social media digging into her past comments and even her 2020 infamous All Lives Matter statement. Chili has denied any connection to MAGA, but critics continue to question the disconnect between her statements and what they believe her history shows. And here's the audio.
This is an all hip hop exclusive.
Yeah. You guys are about to nominate the biggest jackass in the history of politics. Straight up, period.
You're really gonna win. This is an all hip hop exclusive.
My group member voted for him. Well, here's my thing
This is an
I've been telling
My
you guys
group
that when you
member.
say Obama got two, that don't mean nothing anymore because the voters are as dumb as they've ever been.
T-Boz exposed Chili a long time ago. Let's play it again.
This is an all hip hop exclusive.
Yeah. You guys are about to nominate the biggest jackass in the history of politics. Straight up, period. You're really gonna win.
This is an all hip hop exclusive.
My group member voted for him. Well, here's my thing
This is an all
I've been
hip-hop
telling you guys
exclusive.
that when you say Obama got two, that don't mean nothing anymore because the voters are as dumb as they've ever been.
My group member voted for him.
My group
Who's
member.
the group member? Left Eye has gone on to glory. Who's the group member she talking about? Anywho, I know we are all ragging on Chili, but I want to recap the full list of celebrities that have come out MAGA in some way, shape, or form. Now we got Chili, Snoop Dogg, 50, Nelly. Now we got Nick Cannon, Waka Flocka. We got Ice Cube. We got Lil Wayne. We got Kodak Black. We got Sexy Red. We got Gloria Gaynor. She ain't a rapper, but she black. We got Tiger Woods. We got Lil Boosie. We got Mike Tyson. We got Antonio Brown. We got Amber Rose, even though she don't identify as black, but she like to get this black dollar. We got Kanye West.
And the Black
We
D.
got Nicki Minaj. We got Floyd Mayweather. Who else is out there?
It's sad.
It really
Those are
is.
the ones that I know.
And we can stop it right there because you know what? Why are we like this? I mean, do we do anything just for $1? Like we sell our own people.
Apparently so.
We sell out our own people just for a couple of bucks.
Right.
Like we got to do better. The
And
people
it's
that got money.
and it's all about the tax breaks for them. That's why they're voting for him. Because if the tax breaks, wasn't lining up for them, then 9 times out of 10, they probably wouldn't even vote that route. But they only voting for him because of the tax breaks.
Yeah.
Leo lady said we got low IQ ninjas. Absolutely. Love that.
I mean, you want to know what? To be honest, because of Black History Month just passed, and it kind of makes you think like we have all these great pioneers, these black leaders that paved the way for us to be able to do what we're doing right now. And when you think about the black race as a whole and what the name that we've created for ourselves, it's almost kind of disgraceful, and I'm not somebody that hates of course I don't hate my own race, not like Chili and the rest of these people, but we do have a lot of work to do as a people,
As a
black-
community.
as a community.
And let me just say this. All of those people that you named off, who spend money on them?
We do.
Okay. So you're spending your money for all of these different entertainers. And I don't know who. I know Chili supported the campaign because they had her finance records. They looked her records up and it showed that she donated to Trump. So when you spend your money when you go to her concert, some of the money that you spent, she's sending it
To Donald Trump.
to Donald Trump, who's against black people, who's openly in real reprehensively racist.
Right.
Okay. And he's not trying to hide behind it or anything. He's just all out in the open being racist. So for me, it's like you're making us support someone that's totally against us, because when you spend your money to go to their concerts or to go to their movies or their fights or whatever it is that they do, when you spend money on them, then they in turn support somebody that's against you.
Right. Or that's against your people.
or against your people, against your race. That's correct.
Yeah, it's really despicable, but like you said, Trump has ushered in this new wave, this new movement of white people thinking that it's okay to be racist in public now.
Hmm.
And in fact, we can play Nick Fuentes, who, although he is going against MAGA and he is going against Trump, and you know, anybody who is going against Trump, is pushing that message. I I can.
Well, before you play Nick, let me just say this: he was formed before he was against him. Okay, and so I'm not fooled by Nick. He's very entertaining, and I got to give it to Trump. Trump is entertaining, but that doesn't make him a great president just because he's entertaining. Both of them are funny to me from
Right.
time to time. But let's keep it real. Both of them are white supremacists, okay? And they have just so much said that much that they're white supremacists.
Yeah,
Trump
they
won't
pieces
Trump
of
won't
shit.
admit it. He won't admit it, but he put out white supremacist policies.
Right.
Okay.
And posts
And post. Yeah.
and
Blatantly racist.
policies.
Yeah, yeah. Post and policies is what he does. And so I'm not fooled by one iota by either one of them, but they are entertaining. I gotta give them that.
They definitely are entertainment. But let's get into this video because the racism is outrageous. Um, and I'm not even going to give it an introduction. Let's just look at it.
Sent $20. I'm black, and I understand this a primarily white movement. It just gives me a sense of purpose and belonging. God bless.
Hey man, as long as we're all behaving, I'm fine with that. And I appreciate that. As long as you get it, that it's a pro-white movement, as long as you're not obnoxious, and we're fine with that. I mean, I really don't hate black people. You really get irritated by them niggas, I went to dinner the other night. Big mistake. Big mistake. Went to dinner last night with my family. We went to a steakhouse near the mall. Big mistake. You guys pilled on this? You know what I'm about to say?
Peeled
Maybe
on
my
this.
parents just don't know ball like that.
You
but
guys,
we go to one of these fancy steakhouses.
you guys peeled on this. Maybe you guys don't know ball like that.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all don't hear these code,
Well, he just ain't no code. He just said
no, ball is code. Because he could say what he want to say, but he's
Yeah.
using these words.
Yeah. But
These,
he just called us blatant, ninjas. So
yeah, he just
ain't no
said it
that ain't
outright.
yeah, that's not code at all.
Yeah, that's not code.
Okay.
But in the fact that no one's canceling him, no one cares about him using these type of derogatory slurs.
And the
As
black and the person that he's addressing is a black man trying to get in on this movement. And it seemed like
let me replay what that black man said because I
yeah,
don't think y'all.
replayed it. I don't think they understood and heard what this man was saying. And I think Nick was being obnoxious on
Funny,
purpose.
right?
I think he was being obnoxious on purpose just so that the man won't join his movement. He made a disclaimer about, he don't care about black people or whatever. But at the end of the day, for you to make the statement that you just made, that means you don't want the man in your group, in your organization.
To
And
disrespect
I don't know
him
why
like
he would
that.
even want to join.
Let's just listen to, and this is so sad and pathetic because you have a lot of black people who just don't love themselves and feel like the only way that they can be accepted in society is by trying to their proximity to white people.
Roderick Roy sent $20. I'm black, and I understand this a primarily white movement. It just gives me a sense of purpose and belonging. God bless.
I'm black, and I understand this is a primarily white movement. It just gives me a sense of purpose and belonging.
Yeah, that's like an oxymoron. How the hell do that give you sense of purpose? And
And belonging
And
when they don't
belonging.
want and you don't belong to that group, like you don't they
you know you don't belong. You admitted that you don't belong. Low IQ. Low IQ.
and I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't want this guy. I mean, I would want the whites could have this guy. he's no benefit to the black community. Like at this point, yeah, you probably are better off over there.
Hey man, as long as we're all behaving, I'm fine with that. And I appreciate that. As long as
we're all behaving.
Yeah, as long as y'all know how to act.
This man said, you guys give me a sense of belonging and purpose and God bless. He said, as long as you know how to act.
As long as you know your place, then you're welcome to come, sir.
Get it that it's a pro-white movement as long as you're not obnoxious, and we're fine with that. I mean, I really don't hate black people. You really get irritated by them niggas.
The fact that he just said that is outrageous.
Well, that's why I said he was being obnoxious on purpose, so that the man won't join the movement, in my opinion.
Look at that. Look at his face.
Right.
First off, he looked like he probably didn't even bathe. You know what I'm saying? Like
he didn't bathe me.
He looked like a dirty, like.
You don't think it's his lighting? The lighting that he has?
No.
The lighting don't have nothing to do with it? Okay.
He dirty.
I went to dinner the other night. Big mistake. Went to dinner last night with my family. We went to a
You know how some white people have like just this like glow on them?
Mm-hmm.
He has this like dimness on him. Like
he looks smudgy.
It's like,
Now keep in mind he's not white though, Fuentes.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So let's make sure we get that out there, okay? While he's trying to be racist, really he's not stamped to prove either. Okay.
Right. Exactly. He's not somebody that they gonna accept anyway. They'll use him to push the movement.
Right,
because of his
followers.
Yeah.
You got those gropers on board, help usher Trump in, but that's far as it's going. So at the end of the day,
he need to know his fucking place.
That part, and just what he called us, that's the way they think about him also. So I'm gonna go back on mute, Nick.
Steakhouse near the mall. Big mistake. You guys pilled on this? You know what I'm about to say? I don't know. Maybe my parents just don't know ball like that, but we go to one of these fancy steakhouses by the mall, and it was James Franco, Planet of the Apes. I mean, it was the most ridiculous fucking thing you've ever seen.
Planet of the Apes.
I remember texting my parents saying, like, I don't have anything clean. Is there a dress code? All I have is like a hoodie to wear. I said, should I buy a collared shirt? I said, you know what? I'll take a chance. Because they got like a dress code, Oh, I should have known. They go in there. There's no fucking rules. There's no rules. There's no decorum. It's a total free-for-all. You might as well call it Rainforest Cafe.
But you want to know what's so funny?
Mm-hmm.
The reason why them blacks could go in there and take over that restaurant like that is because probably they were spending the most money out of all you pretentious ass white motherfuckers that don't know how to enjoy yourself, that go and spend money out, the minimum amount at the high end restaurant and shit.
Mm-hmm. Because we're notorious for splurging with money that we don't have. We'll definitely spend our bill money.
Yeah. You see us popping bottles and enjoying ourselves, and you don't like it. And I understand. I get it. But I do think we do need to have a little decorum. But we got a nice places. We can stand to be a little bit more, sophisticated and stuff. But
we need a little bit more sophistication.
Yeah.
Okay.
Capitol Grill. I thought this is like Rainforest Cafe. Except what happened to all the other animals? What happened to the toucans? Where's the decorations? They just left some of the other stuff. It was the most ridiculous fucking thing. And normally I just avoid. I go to places where they are not, but it's like screaming, talking so loud, so obnoxious, fat, morbidly obese, ass hanging out, tits hanging out, yelling across the room, yelling at the waiter. Oh, and they probably tip 1% if they're lucky, if they tipped it off, they paid.
How much you tip?
Right.
We
And
talking
what
about
do you
them.
get? And what do you do online every day?
Yell,
You're the loudest
scream.
person online that there is.
Thank you. The most loudest, disrespectful. Because look how you just disrespected a whole race of people.
Right.
And
And
you
at the end
talking
of, and at the end of the day, you're going over there because the food is good. Okay.
right.
You're not going for the dress code. You're not going for the atmosphere. You're going because the damn food is good, and that's what y'all do.
No, you going for no, he going because in these type of events, in these type of spaces, he feel like he had to wear a dress code. While he mad because the black person free enough to feel like, hey, I can wear what the fuck I want to wear. I'm spending my money. How the fuck you gonna tell me how to dress to spend my money to eat at your establishment?
And
And guess what?
they all was able to go in.
And they went in and ate, had drank, and was merry, and you mad because you went to go buy a shirt so that you could try to fit in.
This is why we can't have nice things. And I almost think they deliberately put us there because it was almost like there was a white section and a black section. It was like the black people were all the way over here and the rest of the restaurant was white people. And we got the show. We had a front row seat to, what are these new movies called? What are they called? Kong Island or whatever. We got a front row seat to the monster movie. Holy. So it's just, that's so uncalled for. It really is. Fucking behave.
But your dumb ass couldn't say that shit in front of them. You couldn't say that while you was at the restaurant. You had to come behind your shielded studio,
right,
and your keyboard, and then you felt you got some balls now, and you can go online and say what the hell you want to say. But why did you say that at the restaurant? Why didn't you film yourself confronting the blacks? They were acting, as you said, like the Kong movies.
Yeah, Wakanda.
Yeah,
is basically what he's talking about. And why didn't you go over there with whatever woman had her ass hanging out? Why didn't you go over there and say something to her?
Yeah. You could talk about it online, but why can't you talk? You was right there.
Right there with them. You could have went told them, hey, y'all need to calm down. Y'all need to behave. Y'all need to act however you feel like they need to act. You could have went over there and told those people anything you want to tell them. But what did you say? Nothing.
Not a damn thing. You texting your parents and shit across the table because you so scared to even open your mouth. Not saying that they look good for the black people, but still.
No, it don't. But I mean, if you got a problem in the issue, go and address it.
Right. But what I'm saying is they may have felt like they, would have got their ass handed to them. And that's probably the case.
Said there was other white patrons there, so maybe they would have helped him.
I don't got a problem with black people for being black. I have black friends. It's fine. Everybody should have a problem with that kind of behavior, that kind of screaming and carrying on. That's what makes people want to segregate. Nobody wants to be around that.
We can segregate.
You go out for a nice night. You're at a fancy restaurant. You're paying a lot of money. You want everybody to be dressed appropriately.
Little does he know that, you're still not white, my boy. You're going to be segregated too.
Right. You're going to be right over there with us.
Right.
Acting right over there.
Yeah. But look, I could be segregated, have the whites and then the others on the, we could split because let me tell you something. Ain't no place I go to eat that's a white place.
Right.
Okay. I don't trust if I'm gonna take my stuff to the laundromat. I don't trust. It's Hispanic people that's doing my laundry. So, I mean, everything that you need, you have right. We can handle being segregated. Trust me, we can do it. Now, can y'all handle being segregated? Is the question.
Right. because when you go out to eat to our restaurants, and Fuentes is them restaurant. I was just at one of them last week. At the end of the day, the Caucasian people are there also. They're there eating up all the good soul food, all the Mexican food, all the Asian, Chinese food. But they want all of those people out of the country. So who's gonna be at these restaurants cooking if y'all usher everybody out of the country?
Yeah.
And stop eating their food. Stop eating everybody's food that you hate.
And do you white people really trust other white people to babysit your kids? Because
Right.
y'all know how y'all are. Y'all some.
I don't think so because I seen online, and I wish I would have queued up that video where it was white women telling their kids if if they ever got lost, go find a black woman to help you out. Did you see that was trending last week online?
Nah, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, they're telling their white kids to if they ever got lost, go find a black lady because they trust black women is going to protect their kids until they can get back to them. So
Absolutely, absolutely. Because
how
we're
about
not
that?
vile, demented, evil individuals that try to
Right.
use religion as a way to,
Justify
just
our actions.
right. And what's good? We got I see Mr. LC to you. We got here the stranger Mr. LC to you. What's good?
What's
Nice
good,
to
Mr.
see you.
LC? Good to see you.
And
Welcome
then
in and happy Monday.
and we got another person that spoke. Did he speak?
Stash Cash. We had Stash Cash to come into the building. Hey, Stash Cash.
All
What's
right,
going
what's
on? What's
good?
good?
What's good? All right, so yes, we can segregate. I'm cool with that. If y'all, if that's
Listen, I am too. I have no problems with it. And
Appropriately.
I know our ancestors fought for us not to be segregated, but the way that things are going, listen, I don't have no problem with it. And I'm not old enough to be in that era, but even when they changed the laws or whatever, nothing really changed for us that much. So hell, why not?
right, right. I mean, but at the end of the day, we shouldn't have to go backwards like that. No one wants
Hmm.
to, because at the end, I don't have anything against anybody that don't have anything against me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? If you ain't, you know, it's not a big thing. I'm not. I don't see race like that. But apparently, there's a lot of people who do see race, and a lot of those people that see race show themselves on the other side and look like this guy. Well,
Well, I
you
think
know,
they should. I think the people that don't want to be around other races, I think they should just create their own state and go live over there by themselves.
yeah.
And that way they don't have to worry about running into anybody. Go create another state, and that way, like they was trying to do in Arkansas, but it didn't work out for them. Remember, they was trying to do an all-white community, but it never panned out because they really needed immigrants to help them build their homes,
Bill, right, exactly.
get
They
the
not.
farms together, get the shit together. They needed other people to help them get it together because, quote
You mean to
unquote, they
tell me
couldn't
we
do
gotta
it.
wake up at the dawn of the morning and
Yeah,
start working
yeah,
on shit and we
yeah.
gotta go out here and farm and shit? Oh
In
hell
the
nah.
sun all day, eight
Hell
to ten
nah.
hours a day. They
Hell
couldn't
nah.
handle it. They
Yeah.
could not handle it. And
Yeah.
so, but I feel like that's what they should do. It's no problem. I don't think anybody would have a problem with anybody that don't want to be with other races and they just want their own community. Then go form your community.
They do it in the city anyway. You got little Mexico, you got little China, you got little all the little different places, India, all
Mm-hmm.
the different little places in the city. They do it to get y'all can do it. I mean, in
Right.
the suburbs, they do it in the suburbs. It's just that black people, when they get a little money, they go
Mm-hmm.
infiltrate, they little white neighborhood that they done built for themselves. So,
But
you
I
know,
was gonna say they was trying to do it, but y'all want to keep coming over there and living with them and all of that. So
I'm saying that's another thing about black people that we gotta stop. When y'all get some
exactly.
money, y'all gotta stop trying to leave the other black people and go into these places that y'all are not wanted.
Or
Let these
welcome.
white people keep they neighborhoods and build your own shit.
That part. Help build your own community up.
Yeah. these black people pandering to these damn white people so that they could fit in is just the most disgraceful thing, and it's really what got us to the place that we at right now. Because black people, when they get money, they leave. They don't help the majority. You know, the black Oprah went to Africa to get a school.
Right.
And of course, you know, they say there's a lot of stuff that's going on in their school in Africa that couldn't happen in the States. So that's probably was her motivation, you know. But
yeah, but there's plenty of schools in the United States that's in the black neighborhoods that could have used that funding, and you could have upgraded or updated some of those schools right there in Chicago where you're from.
Exactly.
So
using inside voices, is that too much to ask? And they
you
wonder
inside
why
and
we
ain't
want to
using the damn
segregate.
inside
Nobody wants
voice.
to live like that. Nobody wants to live like that. How much of a premium would you pay to travel, dine, live, work away from black people? Because I would pay a 50% premium if it was all white people. And people say, but all black people aren't like that. Well, white people are like that too. Yeah, but we all know that if it's 0% black and 100% white, you're going to get a fuckload less of that nonsense. Everyone knows that, and everyone would pay more for that. Imagine an airport, no blacks. Imagine a restaurant, no blacks. Imagine a neighborhood, no blacks. A liquor store, no blacks. You wouldn't have to bolt the ATM to the wall. You wouldn't have to put a glass pane in front of the gas station window. You wouldn't have to lock up the shampoo and conditioner. You could actually have nice things. We could actually live like fucking human beings and not animals. You wouldn't have to put a metal cage around the liquor store because they're going to drive through the window. It's so bad. So
what the hell you doing going to the damn liquor store? You just go to Specs. I mean, you know, what Specs got a damn cage around it.
Right.
Now, if you go into Ralston's liquor or one of these little mom and pop liquor stores, yeah, you might have a cage, but maybe you shouldn't go to that store if you don't want to be around a cage. Go to a nice liquor store.
That part. And he really should look at the crime rate and see who actually commit all the crimes. Okay, what percentage? Because it's only 13% of black people that commit crimes.
Right.
Okay, out of the whole country. But the media and people like him try to make it try to make it look like that. It's more black and brown people committing all the crimes. But child,
I got a perfect solution now. I don't know if this is going to fix the overall problem, the underlying problem. But why don't you just give the black people the reparations that they deserve?
Absolutely. Wouldn't have to worry about us.
And then if we can start on the same footing as everybody else, then maybe we'll feel emboldened, or maybe we'll feel encouraged to assimilate into the middle class lifestyle. But at this point, most of the black people are poor, and they live in the ghettos.
That part. Everything is secondhand for black people. Because everything that we built up, they made sure that they burned down so that the black people couldn't come up. The only reason why they got money is because it's the backs of the black people from the slaves in the Jim Crow era. You had low wages. First, you had slaves where you weren't paying no wages, and then you had low wages. Then during the Jim Crow era. And so now that black people are trying to pull themselves up from the bootstraps, which that's what you claim you want them to do, you're still not happy. Right. But I like this comment.
No. As soon as black people started getting a little closer,
to them,
to being on equal footing, now we got all these policies. Now they got to take away all the black stuff. They got
fire all the black women. Black women.
Nations gotta go.
They too educated, you want to fire all the black educated women.
No more DEI. Yeah, we got to get rid of everything that can help these black people because they are getting too close.
Exactly.
Now,
I like this comment. She's Just Say Hi said, imagine USA without MAGA men, violence would go down 70%. And I wholeheartedly agree with that comment.
I mean, we wouldn't be in war.
That's who's committing most of the crimes at the end of the day.
Forget the crime. We are literally. I mean, not saying forget the crime like it's not a significant thing,
Hmm.
but the fact that all of the MAGA men that show themselves on TV are
Hmm.
literally serving as floor mats, personal bootlickers for Donald J. Trump, the orange, dementia-ridden, taco, cankle having, like, orange blob that
They put on
that
makeup and shit in
that,
his diaper.
that probably has the lowest IQ of any
Right.
president that's ever been in office,
I know he got the lowest approval rating at this point.
the biggest criminal. It's probably gonna come out that he was a pedo,
Hmm.
so
Allegedly.
allegedly, but it's probably gonna come out.
Right.
That's probably what's gonna be proven once he gets out of office.
Right.
And these men, these cross-dressing, these men that when they have a gathering of all Republican, like a Republican caucus, the Grinder app crashes because so many men are on that app in one location. Like these, the I don't understand how anybody could say, and then now we're at war, and now we're at war. So black people, y'all can't say nothing about black people no more. Y'all can't say nothing about any other race until y'all get y'all shit together because y'all are the most depraved,
Insecure.
violent. Like every water we have is because of a white man. Y'all
Hmm.
want to conquer every fucking thing.
Republican white man at that.
Republican white men.
Yeah. That's who starts all the wars. And if you
Greenland
go,
was okay.
yes,
What the hell would
if
Greenland
you
do
if
to
you go
y'all?
back though, just go back and look at the economy all the way from probably the 80s. We'll just say the last 40 years from the 80s all the way up until now. It has been a white old Republican man that has wrecked the economy,
Hmm.
had your kids die in war,
Hmm.
committed the biggest fraud in the United States, left us on the brinks of to almost nothing, and then just got out of office and just skipped town. Fill their
And left
pockets
it to
up,
us.
fill their pockets up, and then
Yep.
they just skip out, and the American public is responsible for cleaning up their mess
Yep.
and paying for their mess.
It's crazy. So, we could say, y'all can say what y'all want about black people. Black people has never, can, up until this point, we have never had the ability to have the impact that white people have had on this nation. And it hasn't been a good impact. In
And now,
fact,
and now it was white men, but now their kids are doing it in the
we got a
schools.
5-time draft dodger who is sending everybody but his own kids out to Iran to fight a war for another country because, again, like I said, and can't nobody tell me what the hell we're benefiting out of doing this war except for Israel. They're benefiting. Russia is benefiting. Everybody else is fucking benefiting. Hell, in fact, China is even benefiting. The only way you can get through the Strait of Hormuz is if you're paying in the China yuan.
That part.
So, but this 5-time draft dodge and 34 count felon can just
Baby
will
daddy, baby
they
daddy, don't forget
yeah,
that.
yeah. 3 baby mamas.
Hmm.
He can just because he feels like it, send thousands of troops.
Well, you know what? If you looked at him on paper, you would think he was a what they call quote unquote a black man because they swear that's how black men are.
Hello.
But he got
He
all
live
the
in government housing.
he got all the qualities of a black man of a black person's
I'm telling you.
per their opinion.
He teaching all his friends how to grift, how to get over on the government.
Right.
Except they doing it at a way bigger level than the
Yeah.
average black person would.
This administration say go big or go home, baby.
Okay.
Everybody feeling they
They living way above their means. They got America paying for shit that we can't afford.
Right. Your children, your grandchildren, and your great grandchildren are gonna be paying for this bill.
So how the hell they gonna talk about black
office?
If this is the white representation of how white people run their households,
we're in trouble.
Y'all can't say shit about black people. This some ghetto ass shit. The way that this administration is being ran.
And he was a criminal when he stepped foot in office. The first time he had investigations going on with him, and he's so busy trying to clean up. Now you've been the president twice, but you so busy trying to clean up what happened in 2016 and what happened in 2020, and now you the president. Now you still crying about 16 and 20 because you were investigated for being a Russian asset.
No, he using this as a way to try to what do you call it? He trying to do something with this election, trying to rig this election.
He's trying to rig the election so that he won't get impeached because he already know what time it is.
Yeah, so
but
that's why he's calling out.
With that video that you showed a while ago with those 8 million people protesting, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Oh no, it's gonna be too big to rig.
It's gonna be too big to rig, and if he think he's gonna stay in office and do a third term, I think he got another thing coming. You better think twice about that.
He thought an insurrection happened on January 6th.
Yeah, that's not going to be nothing compared to what
the
happened.
American people is not going. We barely making it through these 4 years. So, and we only in the second year, and the American people is not going for it. And Kristi Noem and all this Hegseth and all this corruption that they got going on.
Right.
They just don't understand. Now, I don't know if the American public will ever get these taxpaying dollars back. I don't know how they're going to be able to find this. And on top of that, once these people get out of jail, they still going to be good for the rest of their life with all of the money that they have
Nobody's
taken.
going to see a dime because once they rob the country, because did George Bush pay back any money? Did any of those bankers pay back any money? That we had to bail out when he left office. Nobody is going to pay a dime back. Like I said, the American public would have to foot the bill once again.
Right. So they don't give a damn about what happened to them.
They could care less. They could care less.
They are set for life off the taxpayer dollars.
That part.
Them and the next and generations after them.
Right. And another generation after that. It's gonna take 3 or 4 generations in order to overcome this administration. You can rest assured of that when they get through grifting everybody.
Bad. So I got that was my little treat. As a treat. We had that as a treat the other night. Little front row seat. Thought it was a Lincoln Park Zoo. It was insane. I'm sure the bill was $500 you pay for that bullshit. It's just so ridiculous. Anyway, so what was the question? So that's what I have a problem with. And everybody's sick of it. Everybody is sick of that behavior. In the old days, people would want to post this clip and say, get a load of this guy. Now everybody's fucking agreeing. Now everybody's saying, hell yeah. Finally, someone said it.
Yeah, so that was that. And then since we're talking about racism and, white supremacy, let's just go ahead and throw some Erika Kirk up in here.
That's what
never meet a meaner person than a white evangelical Christian woman. They believe in abso-fucking-lutely nothing. And I just want to remind you, Erika Kirk is this is their savior. What Drewski said, this shit's true. Play the clip.
Let anyone disenfranchise you because you're a young man, especially a young white male man. Don't ever let anyone talk down to you.
A young white male man? Man.
Right.
Is a young white man or a young white male or a male man? What are we talking about? Like, you don't want the deliberate people to get talked down to?
She's so pissed off, she want to sue him. And good luck with that, sis. Good luck with that.
Need strong men out there.
Okay, so let me just tell you something. How dangerous that shit is. How horrific and what a racist monster Erika Kirk is. That is so disgusting and so disingenuous when everybody knows the experience that Black kids have navigating the United States of America and an apartheid policing system and an apartheid court system that's rigged for sons, my sons that look like me, to be able to go have an easier walk down the street, an easier drive in the car, an easier traffic pullover, an easier experience at court. And she's playing into their victimhood. And I guarantee you, all the white women, every single white woman that follows Charlie Kirk that has a son, go look at who their sons follow. Go look. These are the kids that bathe in right-wing bro culture.
And we didn't say it, she said it. Hey, Candy Cane, thanks for joining us.
And yeah, I see a lot of people in the chat. What's good, Candy Cane?
Yeah, let's shout out some people in the chat because we did have some people to come in, and we want to shout everybody out. We don't want to leave anybody behind. We have just some kitten with a gun. Hello to you. We have Manu John in the house.
What's good, Manu John?
We got David Harrison in the house. We have Larry Drice in the house.
All right.
We already said hi to Candy Cane.
Hey,
we
Candy.
have Joshua Watson in the house.
What's good, Joshua Watson?
Watson. We got Maximum Alexander in the house.
Maxi.
And Maximus Alexander. And then we have is _me_.
All right, it is you.
Right, it is you.
You are here.
And we have Skyler. We have Skyler in the house. Welcome in, everybody,
Skyler?
and thank you for joining us.
Y'all hit the like button. All right, now.
And subscribe to the channels.
There you go. So now that we have that out the way, let's talk about this Kristi Noem scandal.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God.
Who
saw this one coming?
Yeah.
Every day. It's like you cannot make this shit up. This is literally the soap opera administration. This is pure entertainment administration. None of these people are competent. None of these people are competent. But let's get into the new story with Kristi Noem.
Whole sort of trad thing. We want to go back. The man is the head of the household, family values, all of that. And then they tend to shame or look down on others. The other thing is that what does this mean? Kristi Noem's husband is a crossdresser with pouty, busty, bimbo photos and a trove of explicit messages. Now, I'm not saying that. That's according to the Daily Mail. This very salacious report is out. Again, this is a Daily Mail's reporting. I am just showing you what the Daily Mail is saying. Now, the thing about this is not to kink shame anyone, because far be it from me to do that. If you're an adult, you can do whatever you want to do. But the one thing is to point out the hypocrisy on the Republican side about alternative lifestyles, or what people deem to be alternative lifestyles, with this whole sort of trad thing. We want to go back. The man is the head of the household, family values, all of that. And then they tend to shame or look down on others. The other thing is that what does this mean for someone who is in Kristi Noem's position, a very high position in the government? Does this put her in any sort of jeopardy, blackmail, make her the target of anything? It is, especially if your spouse is doing something, then that could make her vulnerable. So again, secret double life of Kristi Noem's cross-dressing husband, Brian.
Online.
The pouting, busty bimbo photos and trove of explicit messages.
Ooh.
Let's read through, shall we? And then you're going to see the explicit photos.
What a headline.
Kristi Noem's husband is today revealed as a secret crossdresser who dons gigantic fake breasts and pink hot pants to chat with online fetish models. Again, the Daily Mail says this. While his wife has operated at the highest echelons of government, handling matters of national security in her recent role as DHS secretary, Brian Noem, 56, has been dressing up and paying adult entertainers to talk dirty. Now, the Daily Mail has reviewed hundreds of messages involving 3 women from the bimbofication scene. So apparently they have interviewed these women Three of them, they say, which is part of this group. I don't know if you want to call it a fetish group or whatever it is. It's called the bimbofication scene, according to them, where porn performers transform themselves into real-life Barbie dolls by pumping up colossal amounts of saline into their breasts. Okay, again, that's your thing. That's your thing. Not my business. But
wow.
If
pause,
you're
pause.
part of a party of explicit message, the Daily Mail.
Oh, we'll go back.
But I just want to pause on that because, you know, so many people give Don Lemon so much crap about the life that he lived. But he's openly, you know, lived LGBTQ. He has nothing to hide. We are in 2026. Nobody really should care anyway of whoever you sleep with.
As high as these damn prices are, if you're not paying my bills, I don't give a damn what you think.
Right. At the end of the day, though, you know, Don Lemon received so much backlash.
Yeah.
And he came out, and this guy is in the closet over here all online. Your wife is head of DHS at this time. You know, so she's in the cabinet of the you know, of the government. One of the highest level jobs in the government, right next under the president, and you putting this kind of crap online. Like, dude, do you not know how to get a VPN?
Did you want to sabotage her? Look, is it?
Couldn't you get somebody from the CIA to help you fix your computer up so that nobody could find this kind of crap that you're doing?
Maybe he wanted, like I said, maybe he wanted to sabotage her. He said, "Oh yeah, you want to go with Lewandowski?"
Oh, okay. You want to have a boyfriend? So
I'll show you. I'll show you. Okay.
Yeah, but we can't be bringing home on the job because now she could be compromised. She could be blackmailed, like Don Lemon is saying. Other countries can blackmail them for something like this.
Well, he said, "Look, you play with my heart.
Okay, I'm finna play with your livelihood. I'm finna put it all out there.
I mean, it could
gonna be on the table.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, it's just not coming out after seeing, you know, all the Lewandowski and her scandal surface. So,
and I just wonder, did this get back to Agent Orange, and that's the real reason why she had to get fired? Because he didn't want to be embarrassed, because he knew this was coming out. Because keep in mind, he get a briefing every day. He get the presidential briefing every day. And so he know everything that's going on around the world. So I wonder, is this one of the reasons why he went ahead and let her go? Because I don't buy that he didn't like the way she was running the DHS, because that's right up his alley. He's the one who actually instructed her to run the DHS the way she was running, him and Stephen Miller. So I don't think they had a problem with how she was doing her job. I think this might be one of the reasons why she had to get fired, so that the administration won't be embarrassed. What do you think about that?
I think there's something to that, but at the same time, I feel like because of their ideological stance against, like, you know, they want everybody to be extremely masculine and all this other stuff. Why wouldn't he just let her go? Because I mean, it's still gonna be she still works for the administration. So I don't know.
In what capacity?
Ain't she like the
that was a made up job that we never heard anything else about.
Yeah.
Okay. So he created a whole department for her, but we don't hear anything else about what she's doing. So that's just on paper only. I guarantee you she's not in that White House. I guarantee you that.
Man. Let me try to
because keep in mind, when they implemented Doge, we saw Elon Musk on TV every day. We saw him online and making posts and making waves and telling us what he, you know, it was a paper trail of what he was doing. What is she doing? We haven't heard anything about her new job, have we not? I know I haven't. If y'all heard something about her new job, please put that in the chat in case I'm missing something. Please put it in the chat if you heard about her new job.
They haven't said nothing.
Yeah, nothing about her new job. So I don't think she has no job. I think she's at the crib.
Call it a fetish group or whatever it is. It's called the bimbofication scene, according to them, where porn performers transform themselves into real-life Barbie dolls by pumping up colossal amounts of saline into their breasts. Okay, again, that's your thing. That's your thing. Not my business. But if you're part of a party, at least his wife, that frowns upon this, and if you're in a position like Kristi Noem, what does this mean? Now imagine if this was a Democrat. What would happen? What would happen?
Now, it's my humble opinion that this man Lewandowski, it's just my opinion, yeah. I think he was in the cook chair when
Oh my God.
Lewandowski was banging them walls in.
Oh my gosh.
Lewandowski
So
was
that's why
dogging that.
that's why her husband wasn't that because he didn't seem like he was phased at all when she was doing her congressional hearing. He didn't seem like he was shocked, upset, phased, or any of that. So is that the reason why?
He said, look, y'all just scratching the surface. Y'all don't even know all the stuff that's going on. So
Right.
he wasn't surprised at
Or
all.
was he over there with some tight butt cheeks, wishing and hoping that they didn't bring this up? Did he? I wonder, did he feel like that this was gonna come out in the congressional hearing because they was bringing up
Just
everything,
clutching his
right?
pearls, hoping that
Clutching his
that
pearls and his butt cheeks, baby. He was clutching everything he can clutch to make sure that this one gonna come out. You can rest assured of that. Hey, Foxy Roxy, thank you for
What's
joining us
good,
tonight.
Foxy?
But yeah, I'm sure he was nervous as a chess cat, thinking that this was going to come out. And Congress is Congress, and maybe they didn't want it. Maybe they didn't know about it. I don't know. Do you feel like they would have brought it up if they would have known, or they're going to try to give her a little grace? Because they didn't give Hunter Biden no grace at all. The Republicans was on Hunter Biden's butt. They had his naked pictures
If
up
they
there.
would have known, they would have said it.
You think Congress would have said it if they would have known?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't give Hunter Biden no type of grace at all. So, and I'm a side eye the Dems if they did. If they knew this and they didn't bring it out, I'm a side eye them.
I don't think so. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt on this one.
Okay.
Brian has lavish praise on their surgically enhanced bodies, confessed his lust for huge, ridiculous boobs, and even made indiscreet remarks about his 34-year marriage to the former Homeland Security Secretary, Christie. Our investigation can exclusively disclose. Again, Daily Mail. National security experts consulted by the Daily Mail says his brazen behavior could have left the 54-year-old MAGA favorite who oversaw ISIS' aggressive crackdown until she was removed from her position on March 5th to vulnerable to blackmail. They're saying that could have left her vulnerable to blackmail.
So that's why he got rid of
If a media organization can find this out,
right,
you can assume with a high degree of confidence that a hostile intelligence service knows this as well, warned the former CIA officer Mark Polymeropoulos.
And add the president.
In a selfie shared with one of his online contacts. Brian, an insurance mogul, can be seen squeezing into flesh-colored crop top and a skin-tight pink shorts. The rugged father of three appears to have stuffed 2 balloons into his shirt to resemble breasts, positioning the knots to mimic nipples. And then you see photographs of him at the hearing. Now remember, he sat through this humiliating exchange. There he is at the hearing. He sat through this humiliating exchange between members of Congress questioning his wife about her alleged affair with someone who's on her staff, Corey Lewandowski, who is a Trump ally, ran his campaign in 2016, then was kicked out and Kellyanne Conway took over. But here is part of that hearing where he's sitting right there and they're accusing her of having a you-know-what plane with a bed in it, and that she and Corey Lewandowski are doing the nasty there.
You've
like, called Corey Lewandowski a special government employee. I understand what government means. I understand what employee means. Okay, but I don't know what makes him special. Now, I want to give you an opportunity to answer on the record to Ms. Camlogger Dove's question. I know you said it's garbage, and it may be, but I really think you need to say the word no into the record so that you can clear that up.
I think the ridiculousness of this and the tabloids that you are quoting and referencing are insane. And this has been
So that's a no?
something that I've refuted for
that a no?
years, and I continue to do that.
So it's a
what
no.
I would tell you is
We
when
can move on.
regards
Hold
to
on.
what you're
Madam Senator,
doing,
we can move on. I'm not going to belabor it. If it's
this is what you do.
Hold on.
Socialist,
I'm not doing anything.
liberal left
Okay.
is you go off and you attack conservative women, and you say that we're either stupid
I haven't
or
said
we're
anything.
sluts.
All right, so listen.
And that's what you do.
Okay,
Yesterday-
so he sat through that. He sat through that. Now I just
Oh,
want to
we're
go. I'm going to take
sluts.
you away from this for a while.
He
and
did
then we're gonna
not
get
say
back to
you're
it
a
because she's like,
slut.
this
That's
is what you
projecting.
liberal, you know,
What you know you are.
socialist or whatever it is. This is
Right.
what you do. Now
Pause
this
it for a
is
second.
the
I
New
want
York
to say
Post.
something.
New York.
They've been married 34 years. You think this is a surprise to her about him cross dressing?
Hell no. That's the
I'm
reason why
inclined to believe you about him being in that chair watching. You know, I didn't realize that they had been married for 34 years. So 34 years and 3 kids later, and it finally comes out online what you really about. So this is not a surprise, just like Corey
Kris Jenner?
Lewandowski's.
Oh.
Yeah, just like the affair that she had wasn't a surprise to him. Him being online is not a surprise to her either. Him cross-dressing, it's not a surprise because you're not married 34 years and your husband is a cross-dresser and you don't know about it, because this one thing about the cross-dressers, they do get caught sooner or later.
Yeah.
So I know she done seen him in those
Oh, done seen some remnants of some stuff that didn't look right.
Right. She seen
Yeah.
some type of clues and some type of signs. So this
Yeah.
is not a surprise to either one of them. And this is, they're not new to the game. It looked like they're true to the game, and this is what the game is.
But that's how a lot of these people from that side of the aisle, this is how they live their lives. This
Right.
is why they call them beards.
Mhm.
You know, this is what that term is for. People like her. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So this ain't nothing new. And having 3 kids, this is another case of the Kris Jenner. This man was in his 50s before he became the woman that he always wanted to be.
Baby, if this is what a white Christian nationalist is, I don't want no parts of that.
And y'all just don't understand. We are only scratching the surface of how depraved these households are once you really get inside of them. Okay, so they could say whatever they want, but this don't happen. This is not the typical behavior of a regular Christian family that they try to promote. Killing your dog because he not getting trained right.
Because he don't know how to act.
Yeah, because you ain't training him good. You know,
Post is by far anything, it is nowhere near liberal. And so the New York Post reported this. This is how they described.
These people probably got cages in their house. Caves in their house. Not cages too, but I meant to say caves. You know, like they was talking about Candy Sex Dungeon.
Yeah. They got dungeons in the house.
Yeah, they got dungeons in the house.
Brian and Kristi Noem's marriage. The real reason why Kristi Noem's cuckold, calling him a cuck, husband stayed married to her through Corey Lewandowski humiliation. And so the New York Post back on March 6th, way before this article came out, they are calling his a cuckold and talking about her marriage. So it's not just the liberal left. That was an excuse for her. Brian Noem's family members are hoping that he finally leaves his wife, embattled Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem after the ultimate humiliation from her alleged affair with a top advisor, but predict he'll continue to stay in his marriage due to his Christian faith and commitment to his vows.
Well, hell,
Members of the extended family of Brian Noem told the Post on Friday that the South Dakota businessman has long felt it was his religious duty to stand behind his wife, even as a very public figure, a very public.
Religious? Are you kidding me?
She need to leave. They talking about he need to leave her. Hell, she need to leave him because he don't want her.
They both need to leave.
No, they need to be right where they are. They need to go ahead and stay together, baby.
Yeah,
Because
you're
both
right.
of them,
Cause
they're birds of a feather, and they need to stay together.
and don't put that shit on nobody else.
Yeah, don't
Don't
get
bring
nobody
nobody else.
else.
You already got Lewandowski.
Right.
Don't put nobody else in this nasty ass, whatever this fuck you call this nasty
Tangle
ass shit.
web that y'all
Okay.
weaving. But
Scandal
yeah.
rocks their marriage. And then he goes on to say, I think it's him. Well, they go on to say, I think it's him honoring the calling from God because they said they thought it was his calling from God. Okay, so look, when in situations
God
like
ain't got
this,
nothing to do with
Republicans are
neither one of
always
them.
these people who
This is
claim to be
blasphemy.
Christians and whatever. They always call in God or whatever to
This is
for
blasphemous.
any of this. This is why I'm doing their business. But it's not just a liberal person. This is a conservative publication. Back now to the Daily Mail. Okay. So the Daily Mail goes on to talk about not just the pink thing. It says another photo shows the rancher and businessman wearing figure hugging green leggings and a white top stretched over two bulging orbs. Remarkably, Brian's face is
Bulging
clearly visible
orbs.
in both images. He pouts playfully at the camera, seemingly unconcerned that his online activity could pose security implications for his wife's position at the heart of the Trump administration. There are texts on WhatsApp messages revealing that Brian was being repeatedly asked for money during the 14 months Noam led the nation's largest federal law enforcement agency. He sent his secret roster of online acquaintances at least $25,000 via Cash App and PayPal, but when the payments were delayed or failed to materialize, the chats would quickly turn sour. So they're saying maybe this was somehow blackmail again. All of this, according to the reporting from the Daily Mail and the other reporting that we said from the New York Post. So just so you know that. So again, this is reporting from the Daily Mail, from the New York Post, not our reporting. But again, so folks are wondering if this puts him or her in danger. Was one of the women, they allege in the Daily Mail, became so disgusted she posted about his behavior on social media before later deleting it. And so this is a conundrum here. And again, yes, is it salacious? Yes. Are there a number? There are even other photos. You see him in the pink, you see him in the green, and this sort of bluish green or whatever.
Oh,
you
Don,
see
don't
him,
show us all of
photographs
this.
of
I can't
him
look at
on
all
the
of
stomach,
this.
his stomach is hanging out, all of that.
This too
Again,
much.
and then a butt shot of him in the tight pants and whatever. So again, what were the vulnerabilities here? Now, according to the report, a person says damaging information like this can be a tantalizing lead for a hostile intelligence service. They approach the person and say, if you work with us, we won't expose this. And if you don't, we will. That's espionage 101, according to the report. But when the Daily Mail said they reached Brian by telephone, he did not deny having explicit conversations or sharing photos of himself dressed as a woman. They say he did not deny it. And it was also put to him that he had made indiscreet comments about his wife and could have endangered national security by exposing her to the threat of blackmail.
I wonder if there's grounds for
the
prison.
Daily Mail, quote, yeah, I made no comment like that. That would lead to that. Brian replied, I denied the second part of that. And then he hung up. Kristi Noem was contacted and would not comment. Look, again, I'm not shaming anyone. You do what you want. It's your business. But just don't be hypocritical. And don't pretend to be something that you're not. Don't pretend that you have a certain kind of value and a certain kind of morals when you are in a party that's shaming people. Now, I don't know about him, much about his political affiliation, but his wife certainly does have those. That's certainly her politics and her ideology. She's in a party that believes in that. And again, what kind of possible blackmail or vulnerability was the Secretary of Homeland Security that she was possibly exposed to through this type of behavior? I don't know if they're going to call this what they call it, boobgate. Who knows? But it's certainly shocking. But again, we don't judge.
Oh, child, we do. We judge over here. You may not judge, but we judge. Um, this is disgusting, depraved, and nothing about this is religious or godly. So, um, the next thing, guys, that since that was Christy Nome, I think that we should go ahead and stay on the topic of Christy Nome. Because not only is her man just a disgusting human being, who lives a double life, and she's also
Well,
a disgusting human being as well. I mean, they're
well, before we move on, let me just tell you
well,
what
we're not moving on, but yeah,
but let me tell you what Chat GPT said, because you asked the question. Your question was, can he be prosecuted? Did he break the law? And Chat GPT said cross dressing is not against the law. So we know that's not that's free expression, right?
right.
But it was reported that he sent over what $25,000. So it say sending money to adults online is usually legal. That can be considered fraud, and it could be security concerns, but it's not criminal within itself.
Mm-hmm.
And so it depends on what he sent that money for, and how he, and what he was doing online other than just cross-dressing. So if he sent some money over the internet for any type of services, okay, then it's a possibility that he could have potentially broke the law. And I guarantee you the Democrats will be looking into it. I'm sure they done seen it online because it's all over the news now. And so I'm pretty sure that's one that they're gonna put on a parking lot to investigate once they become back in. When they get back in charge, that's gonna be on the parking lot. You can rest assured of that. So he could have potentially broke the law doing that.
Well, let's see if he gets any indictments or any charges against him. But let's also see if Kristi Noem get any charges against her, because they're saying that she is breaking the law as well. This corruption is running rampant in this administration, is what is the word on the curb, y'all. So
okay,
they said the corruption is on another level with this administration. So we're gonna get into this one. Reporting from MS Now, with our girl Rachel Maddow. Let's get it.
Something like 3,000 people at the public square in Hagerstown on Saturday. And in Hagerstown, the banner for their protest wasn't just No Kings, it was No Kings, No Camps. And that's because it's just outside Hagerstown where the Trump administration is trying to put one of their giant Trump prison camps to hold thousands of people indefinitely and without trial. And Hagerstown has been, and the rest of Maryland has been trying as hard as they can to stop it. So, and that led to kind of an interesting local dynamic. In Maryland, unlike in every other state where people were just expected to go to whatever No Kings protest was nearest to them, in Maryland, a grassroots group called the Maryland Coalition to Stop the Camps asked people in Maryland residents, to come from all over the state, specifically to Hagerstown, to show opposition to this particular prison camp that Trump is trying to put just outside that town. So it was No Kings, No Camps in Hagerstown, Maryland. And I got to say, there's a piece of that story that is worth watching right now that Kristi Noem has been ousted as Trump's Homeland Security Secretary, and this new guy, the former Oklahoma Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, is taking over. One of the things that has emerged about these warehouse purchases they're making for the Trump prison camps is that, for some reason, the Trump administration appears to be eager to wildly overpay for these warehouses that they're buying, even before they start spending to convert them into prison camps. So, like in Salt Lake City, they paid nearly 50% more than the property appeared to be worth. This warehouse facility was assessed at roughly $97 million. For some reason, the Trump administration decided they wanted to pay over $145 million for it.
Wow.
What is that? Roxbury, New Jersey. The warehouse they bought there was assessed at $62 million. The Trump administration came in and offered them $129 million.
What?
more than double what you'd expect to pay for it. One of the warehouses they bought in Georgia was valued just last year at $26 million. The Trump administration came in and bought it for $129 million.
Wow.
Assessed at $26 million, they came in and paid $129 million. What's going on there?
That's
What's
crazy.
going on there?
Something going on.
Wow.
Well, I will just point out two other things that are going on that might shed a little bit of light on this ultimately. Number one, the Washington Post obtained an internal memo that apparently circulated last week, the day after Mark-Wayne Mullen was sworn in as the new head of Homeland Security. That memo reportedly said that the process of turning these warehouses into Trump prison camps is going to be slowed down, that the proposals for these facilities are going to be revised, that they're going to start incorporating feedback from stakeholders, whatever that means, before they move ahead with these Trump prison camps.
Why don't you just do...
Why is that? Why are they slowing down?
Bids.
What's up with that? Well, turns out simultaneously we have learned that there's a new Inspector General investigation into alleged corruption at the Department of Homeland Security. The soliciting and handling of contracts, quote, including the involvement of former Secretary Kristi Noem and her de facto chief of staff, Corey Lewandowski. There was already an internal audit that had been sparked in the department for some reason. But now on top of that, there's a new and apparently quite urgent, quite aggressive investigation, which apparently included investigators searching the offices of one Homeland Security official last week, an official who had been reportedly placed in her DHS job by Corey Lewandowski and Kristi Noem. After NBC News...
Don't tell me she was another group member of the
grifters
of the queen bed
right.
inside the little jet, the private jet.
Recently reported that Corey Lewandowski reportedly sought multi-million-dollar payments from companies that were contracting with Homeland Security, including specifically companies that operate immigration prisons. He was seeking multi-million-dollar payments for himself from those companies as he was acting as the de facto chief of staff at that agency, including an unusual degree of oversight of contracts. I mean, Mr. Lewandowski denies this, but Democratic members of Congress have now opened their own investigation into what may have been going on there.
Oh, shit.
So I'm just, you put these things together. I'm just going to say, hey, you guys, anybody wondering why it is that they slapped an extra 60, 80, $100 million on top of the price tag for these Trump prison camp warehouses they're buying in multiple states? Through totally opaque processes that make no financial sense whatsoever on their face? Yeah, you guys maybe want to slow that down a sec? 3,000 people in the Hagerstown, Maryland public square would like you to slow that down for sure. Social Circle, Georgia, town officials put a lock on the water meter at the warehouse the Trump administration is trying to turn into a prison there. I think they'd like you to slow it down a little bit, take another look. The city council in Salt Lake City, Utah, just voted to cap the amount of water they'd be allowed to use at the warehouse they want to be a huge prison there as well. That's one where they appear to have overpaid $48 million for that warehouse for no explicable reason. Yeah, maybe they'd like you to slow that down, take another look at that one as well. Why'd they overpay for all these things in such a rush?
Kickbacks.
Why'd they overpay by tens of millions of dollars at one of these things after another? Who made off with all of that money? Whose pockets just got stuffed with the tens of millions of dollars in taxpayer money that is unaccounted for in almost all of these transactions?
Pause.
Yeah, you think you might want to slow it down a little bit?
Right. I want these criminals to figure out how to be a professional criminal. If you're gonna criminalize, if you're gonna do some criminal shit, can't you figure out how to do it where nobody can tell? Because this is not. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this shit out. It's not that hard. And shout out to the whistleblowers. We always have an inside whistleblower that's anonymous, that's gonna leak stuff to the news, gonna leak stuff to the Democrats, and they're gonna let the public know what's going on. Because everybody that worked for these administrations, now the head may be corrupt, but the body not. The rest of the teams are not corrupt. That's
because they ain't getting paid. They ain't getting the benefits that y'all getting at the top.
Exactly. They not getting anything. That's right. Follow the money, baby. And so they really need to learn how to grift the correct way so that nobody, will be able to tell what's going on. I mean, it's just so blatantly stupid the way that they're doing this. I mean, who wouldn't have questions about this? And one thing I want to say about these Democratic governors, Wes Moore is the governor of Maryland. It seemed like, Greg Abbott in Texas, he stopped anything he want to stop and start anything he want to start. Right? I don't understand why these Democrat governors don't do the same thing. Why they can't exude their power and stop some of these warehouses from getting permits or stop them from even building purchasing warehouses in their state. So I'm gonna need these Democrat governors to do their jobs also, because it seems like Greg Abbott can do what he want to do in Texas, and these a lot of these southern governors seem like they have more power than the Democrat governors. What do you think about that?
It's kind of hard to even pinpoint my exact opinion about that, because I feel like Democrats for a long time are the party of talking a good talk, but
Hmm.
not really getting anything done.
Right.
Um, they get a lot of money off of it, but they don't really make an impact on the community. So I think that when Democrats get in office this time, we really do need to hold their feet to the fire and make sure that they are following through on the things that the American people, are the local people of their state, or even city, whatever the case may be. These Democratic politicians need to start producing.
Well, I
And
don't like all this political correctness shit. Okay, get down in the dirt like the Republicans are doing. You
right,
need to be on TV and on social media every day, calling out everything that this administration is doing wrong.
they're
Because it's
scared.
one thing that the Republicans do, when they find out that a Democrat did something, they shout it all over the world.
And they may not even have all the facts, but guess what? They gonna
They
make
they
you.
they
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 gonna
put in the
paint the
fillers,
picture.
right?
Okay, they
They
gonna
paint the picture like it's just the biggest criminal crime organization.
absolutely,
Because remember they were saying Hunter Biden and Joe Biden was had the biggest crime organization going on with
absolutely.
Ukraine, and so that's one thing that the Democrats don't do. That the messaging is terrible with them, but they all need to be on social media and all over the media, all over the world, shouting to the rooftop of all the corruption that's going on in this administration.
Yep, 100% agree. And really, this is the end of this clip. So, the last clip that we can get into is gonna probably be our most controversial because it's Nick Fuentes. But
Oh God.
I
Right,
don't know
right,
what he's gonna say on this one, but it's gonna be
right.
a long one. It's a 20-minute clip.
Okay.
Other position where you say, I just don't want to send foreign aid to any country. That is no longer acceptable. It never was. That is not adequate. It is no longer acceptable to say, I don't understand why anybody's obsessed with Israel. Because here is why. You want to know why they are obsessed with Israel? Because they are Jewish. And that is the only country they care about. They're loyal to world Jewry. They're loyal to the state of Israel. And as long as these people have any influence, they are going to use our country for their own ends. That is what is going on in American politics. Radical left-wing Jews want to turn America into a diverse brown shithole because that is what promotes their agenda. A rising tide of tolerance and equality lifts all of the boats for every ethnic and racial minority, even the smallest one, which is the Jews. And the conservative, right-wing, Zionist Jews, for them, it is Jewish nationalism. I'm a nationalist. I'm an American nationalist. The right-wing Jews are Jewish nationalists. They are promoting a strong Jewish identity, a strong Jewish state, a muscular Jewish state. And as long as these people are around, they're going to put their interests ahead of ours. And as long as they are doing that and succeeding, we have to counter them. That is a hostile occupation. If you're America first, your sole and overriding objective is liberation. We want to free America from the hostile occupation. We want to liberate America from these people. That doesn't make us Israel obsessed. It makes us America obsessed. If they are the occupiers, if they are the occupation regime, then our first priority is to liberate ourselves. That doesn't make us two sides of the same coin. Well, there's the people occupying our country, stealing our sovereignty, usurping our independence. And then there's those people that are obsessed with undoing that. Then there are those spiritual leftist nut jobs that are obsessed with throwing all of that off. I'm over here in the middle where I shrug my shoulders. Ben Shapiro runs America. Well, maybe we shouldn't send him foreign aid. Shouldn't send them foreign aid. We need sovereignty. So as far as I'm concerned, this is a line in the sand moment. If you didn't get it before, I don't understand how you didn't. But now there's no excuse. If you're one of those few people that's still out there trusting the plan, five-dimensional chess, it's about China. Trump always campaigned on bombing Iran. This is your opportunity to get off. This is your opportunity to get off at this stop and join America first. If you want to salvage what we have, if you want to salvage our country, if you want to salvage an American nationalist movement from the wreckage of MAGA, now is the time to say unequivocally, you're either America first or Israel first. We knew this when the Tucker cost happened. We know it now. So that's that. Matt Walsh says, I've been against the war since the beginning. No, you haven't. The war has been going on for years. And your job was to obfuscate it for your Jewish boss. Whether you knew it, didn't know it, intentional, unintentional, that was the effect. And that is what matters. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. So if in the end your effect was to get everybody to look the other way, we just have to hold our nose and vote for Trump because immigration's the most important thing. To those people, I say, fuck you. You brought us here. Because that was literally the message. Don't pay attention to anything else. Don't pay attention to Jared Kushner behind the curtain. Immigration, racial pride, immigration, that's it. They are literally dangling that in front of your face on a fishing rod. Immigration, we just got to keep voting Republican because of immigration. We just got to keep voting Republican because of immigration. And when has a Republican ever done anything about immigration? When? Did Reagan fix it? No. Did Bush? No. Trump 1? No. Trump 2? No. So let's just stop. Let's just get over that. And I'm going to say one other thing. This is a bit controversial. Bear with me. This country is 57% non-Hispanic white, okay? And the next generation, ever since 2012, the newborns have been 50% white. What exactly do you think Trump is going to do to undo any of that? Our country is fucked because of immigration. But you know what that is? It's the past tense. It was fucked, and now it is. It happened in the past, and that's the way it is. And I don't like it, and I know you don't like it. And if we could wave a magic wand and go back to the way things used to be, we would probably all do that.
Who do he think
but we
he
can't.
is?
And it's not going to happen, at least not anytime soon.
Child.
It's not going to happen in the next 4 years. So when all these people told us we have to vote for Trump because of immigration, what exactly did you think was going to happen? Did you really think that in the next 4 years, America was meaningfully going to become less diverse? Serious question. Did you think that after 4 years, after just 4 years, America would be visibly, noticeably, meaningfully less diverse? And if so, where was that happening and how was that going to happen? Did you think that Los Angeles was no longer going to be 20% white? Did you think Chicago was no longer going to be 30% white? That New York was going to no longer be 20% white? Where was this going to happen? And how was it going to happen? It was never going to happen. At best, you would see a partial reduction in the rate of immigration, and that was all you were ever going to get. And that is all that we have. Trump has reduced legal immigration by a whopping 10%. But they're not deporting 10 million people. You'll be lucky if they remove a million.
Himself.
Right.
And they've shut down illegal immigration. Well, you know what? That's a little bit too late.
Is he talking to himself? Because at the end of the day, he is, you know, the chat is lighting up, asking, isn't he ethnic? Isn't he Mexican? Yes. The last name is Fuentes. And so,
but you know, they say if it's an S, you're not a real Mexican. So maybe he got a little, maybe he mixed with white and
I'm
Mexican.
sorry, but that Fuente is Spanish. Okay.
Yeah.
That's no other thing but Spanish.
That's not English. That's not
English. It's not
French. It's not German.
Right.
Russian. That's Latino, my boy.
That part. And so, and at the end of the day, he thought Trump was gonna deport all the immigrants from America, and that's what his problem is. That's why he's railing against Trump. Not that I'm on board with what Trump is doing with the immigration, but at the end of the day, he's talking to all of these people as if he wasn't on board with the Trump policies, and he just thought he was going to get his way. He thought Trump was going to deport 10 million people, and when the light bulb came on, and he found out that Trump was just lying and just, you know, talking out the side of his neck, then that's when he started trying to flip the script. So now, you know, he was for Trump. He helped get him in office, and now he's against him. And the stuff that he's spewing out, he's talking about himself. When he talk about immigration or what have you, that's you, my boy. You're included in all of this.
Charlie Kirk.
Huh?
He's gonna be the next one to get Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, he better watch. He better watch his mouth, because you know, a lot of times, you know, when you big like that, you got to be careful.
And you try to flip on the movement that pretty much made you.
Exactly.
They don't.
Kind of like a gang. You can't get out of a gang unless you go under.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what this movie may be, allegedly.
Yeah. You better be careful, Fuentes.
Okay.
That's about 20 years too late on shutting down the border. We wanted the border shut down in 2016. And in the meantime, there's been about 15 million more illegals that have come here. So if you're not deporting anybody and you're not restricting legal immigration severely, then who gives a shit if they close the border, honestly? And people say, well, so what? So we should vote for the Democrats to make it worse? It means let's stop jingling keys in front of our face about immigration like it makes a fucking difference, because it doesn't. And people need to hear that. You're not going to like to hear that, but you need to hear that. And take it from somebody that marched at Charlottesville. Take it from somebody that was part of the OG white nationalist movement. That's just the way it is.
Bingo.
Seriously. People say immigration, as if it will change a thing. 35 years of unrelenting, always increasing mass migration, and they think 4 years, a 10% reduction in legal immigration is gonna change anything, that it's even gonna make a difference, that it would even be noticeable? Don't kid yourself. They say, well, any little bit counts. Well, maybe in a vacuum, but not if the price we have to pay is a war in Iran, an AI regulation moratorium, the Epstein files being covered up, and destroying the Trump anti-immigration movement. You know, that's not worth the price of admission. People say any little bit counts. You know what? It really doesn't. It really does not, actually. Oh, you get nothing for almost. I hear that from the other side. Everybody because it always goes together. It's always this package deal. They say these guys are obsessed with Israel and the third world. Immigration's the thing we got to buckle down and focus on. And what are we hoping to achieve there? I mean, honestly. We are
They trying to save the white race as a majority. What don't you get?
He was trying to save it
Immigration
too.
immigration ain't about nothing else than trying to save and sending all the coloreds out back to their countries is trying to save the white race from becoming a minority race in
And don't
America.
forget about the abortion law, because that's what that's about also. To
Absolutely.
populate the America with a bunch of white babies. And at the end of the day, all they did was just, they put people, a lot of men just not gonna get to have sex, because a lot of women, if abortion is illegal in your state, then you may not be able to go sleep with a woman like that no more. So
Hmm.
you do all they're
Well,
doing
now
is
you gotta
restricting.
strap it up. So they gonna make you strap it up.
You
They
got to
all gonna
strap it
be on
up, or
birth.
you're gonna be restricted, one of the two. And
Yeah.
I even seen online where a lot of women that are married to MAGA men are divorcing them because they don't agree with the ideology that they pushing.
Hmm.
And
That they all of
so
a sudden adopted now, because
yeah,
these
yeah,
people 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, yeah, Trump was still here, but Trump did get reelected because he was, no one liked him when he left the first term,
right.
and for some reason, I guess I don't know what Biden did, but he made it to where they felt like, okay, let's put Trump back in.
All Biden did, I'm gonna tell you what it was. Biden did allow people to come into the country because that's the laws of the immigration. Biden was following the law of our immigration system.
He also
And
deported
there you go. He
more
let him. He let
people
him
than
in, and then he turned him right back around. And he deported. What was it? 10 million or 3 million? Let me see how many people Biden deported. But Obama deported way more people than Trump and Biden put together. And so that's what the beef is about Biden. They mad because he allowed those people to come in, but he also deported them right
4.4
back
million.
around.
That's what I thought. Yeah, 4.4 million.
4.4 million. Okay.
And Trump, when he was in his last term, let's see here.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, um, they're
He
going
de-
by talking points and not really doing the research on what's really going on and what's really happening. Nick Fuentes was all on board with all of it. So
right, right.
spare me with the BS because you didn't get your way, Nick. That's all this is about. You're mad because your way didn't happen. You didn't get what you want, what you voted for, and now you want to retaliate and talk about everything. You want to flip the script now. Even telling people not to vote just because you're mad. How you gonna tell all of your followers not to vote because they're not getting what they want? Well, most voters don't get what they want. When you vote somebody in office, you gotta hope and pray that they will implement some policies that you believe in. But most of the time, you might get one thing that you believe in, and the rest of it is just still on the table.
Hmm.
Okay, so you're not gonna get your way.
So Donald Trump in his first term, there are reports stating that he only deported fewer than 932,000, while CNN has a report stating that he deported over 1.5 million
Up to
um,
for his first term or the second term?
for the first term,
For the first term.
for the
So
first 4 years
a million and a half people in
at the
4 years.
most. But
But
it's
that's what you ran on. You came down the escalator saying that Mexicans are rapists and murderers. That's what you
hmm
came down the escalator saying when you ran for office. All propaganda.
yeah, but MAGA they eat it up like it's dog food because that's what they are, pets.
We're closer to establishing a lunar colony than we are to even having a majority white nation ever again. I mean, come on. Serious. And doesn't mean give up on that. It doesn't mean I'm not in favor of white identity politics, but we got to start being a little bit more practical here. But people don't want to hear that. That's realistic. That's the truth. And you can listen to a Shabbos Goy beat his chest all day long about white pride and we don't want these brown people living here. It doesn't make a lick of a difference because they're running and they're hiding. The places where we can even live are getting smaller and shittier all the
They're
time.
running and
4
hiding.
years of
Who
King
hiding?
Shabbos Goy, 4 years of best Goy, it's not going to change a thing about that.
All this.
So, Get real. Get real.
Dog
Don't be a
whistle.
sucker. Don't get tricked.
Yeah.
Immigration. Give me a break. Stephen Miller's autistically focused on mass deportations. I think he's autistically focused on Israel. I think him and his wife, who goes on Piers Morgan and says, I have Jewish children. I think they're obsessed with Israel, actually. Yeah, I think they're just like the rest of them. I know. Shocking, right? I know. It's such a surprise. I thought he was one of the good ones. These people that, Anyway. We're going to move on. We're going to get into the war, but that's just a word on where the movement is because, like I said, if all of that has brought us here, of what use was the movement? If the movement has brought us to this point, of what use was the movement? As far as immigration is concerned, we have nothing. As far as Israel is concerned, they have everything. So of what use was your movement that people are trying to say, yeah, but we're just, Trump really wants to do it and we just want it to happen. Well, all of that and $1 will no longer be able to buy you a cup of coffee because coffee is now $10 a cup.
Coffee hasn't been $1 in a long time.
Anyway, we're going to move on. We're going to get into our big story tonight. We're going to cover our updates here on the war in Iran. We're at day 31, 5th week of the war. No major developments this weekend, it seems, at least nothing that changes the nature of the conflict, which we all understand now at this point. Now, a lot of people were anticipating that there would be a major ground operation this past weekend. But if you recall, I said last week, more likely it's going to happen next weekend. If it is going to happen at all. And why is that? Well, it has everything to do with the timing of these troop deployments. We at the show, and by we I mean me, we believe that a ground operation will commence once the force posture.
Well, we know a ground operation is going to commence, but one thing I want to say about this guy, he talks about this white nationalist movement and all this other stuff and pro-white. Why you don't have no kids?
Right.
You should have about 10 kids with one woman and you should be married right now.
You need to be Nick Cannon.
Right. Exactly. For the black. For the whites. You
for
need
the whites.
to be the white
No,
Nick
for the whites.
Cannon. Yeah.
Right.
Well, the half white Nick Cannon or
and really, Trump really is the only one that tried to populate the
yeah.
He the only one trying to populate the race because the rest of them only got 1 or 2 kids.
What they say? Epstein got about a few hundred kids out. They say that.
Well, yeah, Epstein ain't nobody beating Epstein, but Epstein gone. He can't help out no more. Epstein can't help, and Epstein is Jewish, so keep in mind he didn't produce white kids either. He's Jewish, remember?
What is the race white though? I mean, like,
I don't know. I guess you know. I know about my people. I don't know about everybody else. I know what we doing. I don't know what everybody else doing. Not really. Now, I guess.
What makes you white?
I guess I don't know what would make you white because in America everybody is mixed with everything.
Yeah.
Even a white person could be German.
Right.
And from have
Scottish.
German blood, Scottish blood, Greenland blood, any blood.
Yeah.
Everybody all mixed up. So I don't know what they're. I guess maybe Swiss. Swiss blood would probably be the only.
If you're white
person.
and you're in the check, can you tell us what make a white person a white person?
I can tell you. I can give you that answer though. As long as
outside of the skin.
As long as you don't have an ounce of black blood in you, I guess you consider white because that's what Nick Fuentes. That's what Nick Fuentes seemed to think. He seemed to think he white, in my opinion. What you think?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what
he's
is a
talking
white
about all
person
these
now?
immigrants or whatever. Now, I think some of his ancestors came from Mexico with that Fuentes name. I would think that he part of the problem too. Then, if that's the case,
has been reinforced by the 82nd Airborne, by the Marine Expeditionary Unit, and by a 3rd aircraft carrier. It will technically be only number 2 that is actually in the region, but it will be the 3rd one that's been deployed so far. And we believe that once all of these forces are present And once the operational planning has been finished, and once the markets close this coming Friday, and Trump's deadline runs out just before April 6th, that is probably the most likely time for a ground operation. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Our big developments on the conflict, first and foremost, like I said, it is what has not happened. A ground operation has not happened and things were relatively quiet. Like I said, it means the conflict is still relatively the same. The dynamics of the conflict, the current state of things is the same as it was on Friday, as the same as it was the week before. And I'll refresh your memory quickly on where things are, and then we'll talk about where things are going. As you know, we've entered the 5th week, so we are now a little bit more than 1 full month into the conflict. Initially, they said it would be 4 days. And Trump, probably persuaded by Israel, was convinced that a decisive, all-out attack on Iran would bring down the regime and there would be a quick end to the conflict. The regime change would effectively end everything. And then the United States could accomplish whatever it needed to. If that was a nuclear deal, cutting off funding for proxies, disabling or destroying missiles, that would happen in the aftermath of the regime collapse. As we now know, that did not happen, and Trump did not get his promised quick and decisive action that brought an end to this 47-year conflict. Instead, the war has now become an attritional war that has more to do with economics. The Iranian regime survived. It grows stronger every day. And Iran maintains the capability to bombard the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz, as well as the Gulf countries, our allies, Israel, and U.S. bases with drones and ballistic missiles. And so now the pressure is going in the other direction. Currently, Iran has all the cards. Our weapons are not working. We cannot achieve the objectives that we set out to achieve with our current tactics and with what we are comfortable with doing. With air and sea power alone, even using all of our weapons, our most precise and advanced weapons, as overwhelming as we can make it, we are not able to topple the regime, not able to suppress all drone and missile fire. There is nothing that we can do. And in the meantime, the closure of the Strait of Hormuz is causing oil prices to spike, which is causing inflation across the entire world. And the longer this goes on, the more it threatens to create a global economic crisis. And we're talking a global recession. It's not just the increase in the price of fuel, but it's also the increase in the price of food and potentially a semiconductor shortage because of the lack of helium and other commodities. If this goes on for another month, 2 more months, you're talking about $200 per barrel of oil. You're talking about an economic recession which will have a contagion-like effect. It will spread. The fuel shortages will cause panic. Other shortages will cause price increases. And this will be a systemic economic crisis for Europe, for the United States, for Asia. And it's not clear that this can even be averted at this point, even if everything returns to normal tomorrow, which is not going to. It's not clear that this can even be avoided anymore. Everybody with knowledge about this situation in government, for example, like in the Italian government, South Korean or Japanese government, and major leaders in the oil and gas industry, they all say it's far worse than anybody even realizes. The economic pain is already baked in and cannot be averted. It's just a question now of how bad it's going to be, depending upon how long it goes on. So we are stuck. Iran has all the cards. They actually have escalation dominance. We have no way to achieve our objectives. And now Trump is effective.
At the end of the day, everybody that is opposed to this war knew that this was going to be the bottom line. We all knew that all the prices were going to go up. People did not want us to have a war because we knew that the price of food was going to go up. We knew fuel was going to go up. Our electric bills were going to go up. We knew everything was going to increase. And we were, according to MAGA, we were already in a recession because of Joe Biden. Hint, hint. Even though Trump hasn't improved anything, the prices has been rising ever since he's been in office, and even before the war started, the prices never came down on anything, and so this is not a surprise to anybody. The majority of the American people didn't want to go to war because we knew what it was going to cost us. And it seems like everybody was informed of this, everybody except for Agent Orange. He's the only one who felt like he can go in there and take care of things in 4 days. And I don't know a war in American history that only lasted 4 days. And so for Nick to say that Netanyahu influenced Trump to prolong this war is just foolish in my opinion, because with going to war with Iran, anybody who know anything about war knew that it wasn't Venezuela. It wasn't going to be no throw a few missiles and take the Ayatollah out and then we're going to be out of there. Iran do not give up. The Middle East do not give up. Those people have been fighting for over 2,000 years about Christianity, about religion. Well, not Christianity, but just religion, period, about what's supposed to be the right religion. So anybody with any type of common sense have already knew that this war was not going to end in 4 days, 2 weeks, 6 weeks. And if you look at the news and listen to Trump, he moved the goalpost several different times about them opening up the Strait of Hormuz. He's moved the goalpost several times about the war, and he's going to continue to move this goalpost. And this war is probably more than likely going to last until he get out of office, in my opinion. So I don't know what Nick is talking about. I don't know why he's acting like he's uninformed, why he felt like Trump didn't understand, and Trump wasn't even listening to the generals. Even the generals in office was telling Trump, you know, this was the wrong move to make. But Trump think he can do what he want to do. He does what he want to do. And now, like Nick says, we are in the pickle, and we can't just get out of this because you have countries joining in now.
Well, this is what Trump said about that.
Leaving very soon, and if France or some other country wants to get oil or gas, they'll go up through the strait and Hormuz Strait. They'll go right up there and they'll be able to find boats. I think it'll be very safe, actually, but we have nothing to do with that. What happens to the strait, we're not going to have anything to do with, because these countries, China will go up and they'll fuel up their beautiful ships and they'll leave and they'll take care of themselves. There's no reason for us to do it. We hit them hard.
So yeah, that's what he said. So
yeah, and Trump knew that.
Trapped.
He knew that.
This administration,
him and his sons are making money off of this war. Pete Hesses, everybody in the administration is making money off of this war. So Trump is not interested in ending this war, in my opinion. He
said we about to leave.
Last week he said first of all, when he went in there in June, he said we decimated everything. Remember, we took care of their nuclear bombs. Then lo and behold, here we are in war, and it was going to last 4 days, but you done moved the goalposts, and here we are a month later, and we're still in war. And I guarantee you, we will not be out of this war. This war will be going on when he get ready to leave office in 2028. You watch and see.
What Trump just said, hey, we're leaving the war, we're leaving the strait. If you want some oil, you gotta go up to that beautiful strait.
Netanyahu said that Trump don't even have any say-so in this. He even punking them out online. You know, he said he don't have nothing to do with this. He said Trump can't make no decision. He makes the decisions.
This is so crazy that these are the people that's running the world.
Right. Bunch of idiots.
A bunch of idiots.
Is looking for a way out. We cannot escalate to win, short of a ground invasion or using a nuclear weapon, and we cannot withdraw and finish the conflict on our terms. Of course, we could simply stop bombing Iran. We could sue for peace. If we do, we will have to accept Iran's terms for ending the conflict. Because at this point, we are at their mercy. Whether they choose to stop bombing the Strait, whether they choose to stop bombing the Gulf, is really their decision. And so although one way that we can alleviate the economic pressure, one way that we can exit the conflict is to simply sue for peace and seek a truce, we have to do it on their terms. Not only can we not impose the terms, but we will actually have to give up some pretty significant concessions to Iran. And this, by itself, would constitute a strategic defeat for the U.S. And that, by itself, would also be striking because you consider that we threw everything in our arsenal at this country. Tomahawk missiles and F-35s and 13,000 airstrikes and decapitation strikes. Everything that we have in our arsenal, aircraft carriers and our own drones that we copied from Iran and attack helicopters, everything that we have.
That's all I'm saying. Whatever this Robert Fuge, that's exactly what it seemed like. Everybody is getting a piece of the pie, but us Americans,
except for the ones that's paying for it.
Except for us, yeah. Except for the taxpayers. It's crazy.
And not only did we not win, but we effectively lost. Iran is arguably in a stronger position than they were before. They will have expanded their control over the Strait of Hormuz. The regime will come out fortified rather than weakened. That also carries a pretty significant consequence against the United States because it hurts our credibility and it hurts deterrence, which is what we use to effectively control the entire world. So there's this cascading sequence of consequences for ending the peace on their terms. One, if we leave, we got to give a lot of stuff up. Two, that means we lose. If we lose, that means nobody takes us seriously. So for us to end the conflict on Iran's terms, to de-escalate and end the conflict, this is an unacceptable humiliation for the United States. And it's not like some people think that it's just about being the bigger man, that it's just about calling the quits. It's about cutting your losses. You have to understand this is a catastrophic defeat which tangibly hurts the United States. So we are effectively caught in a bear trap. Trump tried to kill Iran. He failed. And now what Iran is doing is they are trying to impose the maximum cost on not only the United States, but everybody else in the region and also in the entire world.
And also, we don't have any help in this war. The only people helping us is Israel.
Well, the person that put us in the issue with the Strait should be the person to get us out the issue with the Strait. He is effectively trying to put out a fire that he himself alone with no other
with a water hose.
But it's a fire that he created of his own creation.
Right. None of NATO is helping us at all. And
why would they?
And he's trying to bash them because they won't help him out. And we're not going to forget. And they don't need the help. They need to go through the Strait. Well, they were going through the damn Strait before you started the war.
Exactly.
Nobody asked you to start this war.
Exactly.
Everybody was moving just fine
through the Strait.
Through the Strait. Everybody was good until you started this war. It's like, you start a fight and then you want everybody else to help you fight.
To jump in and you back off.
Yeah.
Like, come on, because you get your ass whooped.
That part.
The reason they are doing this is so that they can reestablish deterrence. Iran wants this to go on for a pretty long time, not forever and not indefinitely, but Iran wants this to hurt, and for it to hurt, it needs to go on for longer than we're comfortable with, and they need to make it hurt badly.
Okay. Well, that was Nick Fuentes, the Mexican who want to be white.
Who thinks he's white? Not
Who
want to
think
be.
he
He
white?
think he's
Yeah.
white. He think
The self-hating
why
Mexican.
you telling that black man just govern yourself accordingly? Hell, you need to govern yourself accordingly. You need to find
Okay.
out what it is, because you ain't included. Baby,
You
you
really
not in,
must.
right? You're not
Okay.
in the club either, baby.
Okay.
But you
The
know,
only thing you can do, you can't even get on the porch. The most that you can do is mow their lawns, because they still gonna need that.
right,
Um,
and clean the pool
and clean the pool and the gutters.
and the gutters. Yes, and do and fix the roof if they need it fixed.
Yeah.
Okay. Shit.
You may be able to repave the driveway, but yeah, you need to
And
know
when you
your.
get ready to get your money, go to the back door and get it. Don't nobody need to see you at the front door. You go around to the back and get your money, baby.
Yeah, Fuentes has lost his mind.
Yeah.
But that's what these people do. Anything for a grift. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. But
and
like
he
I
know-
said, when he thought he was going to get everything that he put Trump in office for, he was cool and fine with all of the decisions. Now that things are not going his way, he want to cry like a little baby now. He want to flip the script and tell all his people don't even vote. And if you are going to vote for a Democrat, you know. And you know, it's like he taking his damn marbles back.
To his defense, he's not the only one.
Right.
I'm done. I am off the Trump train. I am not voting in 26.
What I will say is that he's been a chronic disappointment, and I feel embarrassed that I told people to go vote for him.
I meant everything I said on the campaign trail in 2024. The part that is disheartening to me is that it appears to not only myself, but many others, that President Trump did not mean it.
I think that this war is something that he promised he wouldn't do, not once, but countless times.
You say Donald Trump said? Well, in 2016, Donald Trump said that he would release his taxes. Did he? No, he lied. In 2016, Donald Trump said he would build a wall with Mexico and Mexico would pay for it. Did he do it? No, he lied. During his term, he promised a health care bill. Did he do it? No, he lied. During his first term, he promised an infrastructure bill. Did he do it? No, he lied. He said he didn't have anything to do with Stormy Daniels. Then it was proven that he had an affair with her and paid to cover it up. He lied. In 2014, Russia invaded Ukraine and Crimea. Trump was president during the war. Did he stop the war then? No, not only that, but he was impeached for illegally stopping congressional aid that would have helped Ukraine fight the war. So no, he was not going to stop the war in one day. And we knew that because it was proven. You say you wanted him to cut the deficit. Donald Trump in his first term ballooned the deficit more than anybody in modern American history. So no, he was not going to do that. You say Donald Trump, well, at least he's being good on immigration. Legally, Joe Biden deported 4 million people. Donald Trump, 1.7 million his term. Joe Biden was much tougher on immigration than Donald Trump. So no, he's not even better on immigration. And now let's talk about this Epstein list. You say you're not going to let go because Donald Trump said that he would release the Epstein list, and you're a real man, so you believed him. You didn't consider the fact that Donald Trump is convicted of 34 felonies for libel regarding sexual assault. You didn't consider the fact that Donald Trump is on the Epstein flight logs. You didn't consider the fact that Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein are photographed and videoed together for years, that Epstein said that Donald Trump was his best friend. You didn't consider the fact that Donald Trump is named by one of Epstein's assailants as another assailant in court documents. You didn't consider the fact that the man that let Jeffrey Epstein off the first time with a sweetheart plea deal that he didn't even tell the victims, that Donald Trump promoted him to Secretary of Labor. You don't consider the fact that Donald Trump made Attorney General the man whose father first hired Epstein. You don't consider the fact that Donald Trump made Howard Lutnick, Jeffrey Epstein's neighbor, the Commerce Secretary now. You don't consider the fact of all those connections or Donald Trump's court-proven misdeeds in sexual assault. That didn't cross your mind that, well, maybe I shouldn't believe him about Epstein. You don't get to hide from the truth, Andrew, when you're a real man. Donald Trump lied for 8 years. We have the receipts. It was proven, and we were all telling you. So no, it's not true that you didn't know what Donald Trump would do. We told you exactly what he'd do because he did it.
Shout out to Peace and Politics on TikTok. Y'all go follow him over there on TikTok if y'all want to hear more of his rants and ravings, rants. But at the end of the day, you know, it's you know, if you tell in MAGA, all of that in their minds, all of that is fake news.
Yeah, look
Everybody's
at this.
lying on Donald Trump.
At
Everybody's
least
lying.
Kamala is the president. Look,
Yeah,
that's all that
yeah,
matters. They
yeah.
don't care.
And yeah,
Look,
that's
F
that,
all
you know,
that extra stuff that you talk about.
yeah, that's the retaliation line. At least we don't have a black lady.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Trump did all of that, but he's still better than the black
He
lady.
white though. He a white man,
You're
so
a
he
white
always
man
gonna be better.
that can't dance.
Uh. So, well, guys, I think that's our show today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something. And it looks like Donald Trump's legacy that he's leaving is gonna. Hopefully, you know what? I hope when he gets out of office, I hope the next president does everything in their possible power to remove any inkling of
Of
Trump,
him.
any residue, any
Yeah, he's trying to put his name on the damn.
anything.
He's trying to put his name on $100 bill. Did you know that?
They should. If Trump put his name on the $100 bill, I'm not using American money no more.
Right.
I'm moving, and I'm going to
Well,
China, and I'm using
what
the
I'm gonna do is
yuan.
I'm gonna make sure I don't use any. I don't get no $100 bills. If I do, I'm
Right.
getting 20s, and
20s.
I'll be using my bank card. But I'll be damned if I'm gonna look at his name on my $100 bill.
I'll be
And
goddamn.
you're absolutely right. Take his name off of any and everything that he's even touched. Just like
Erase him from the
erase him
American
like he's trying to erase black
history.
people.
Exactly.
He's trying to erase black history. Erase his ass.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna show you what erasing history look like. Nobody in the next few generations will even know you existed.
Right. I hope
And
I hope Qatar take their airplane back.
I hope that we get his kids too.
Oh yeah,
Put them
I
under the
feel like
jail.
I feel like the
Every
whole
last one of them.
administration. I feel like the whole family and the whole administration. Everybody has been grift allegedly. They've all been grifting off of the American
Put them
public.
in jail.
And the next people that be in office, I don't care if it's Democrat or Republican. Y'all better prosecute them.
To
Don't
the
vote for
fullest extent.
Don't vote for anybody that's not talking about prosecutions of this administration because damn near everybody in it is corrupt.
Line all them up. The entire Trump family. The what's that other man that he got that his son-in-law Kirshner.
Jared Kushner.
Yeah, line his ass up. Line the entire administration
Yeah,
up.
all the
I mean,
cabinet people, all
every
the
last one,
cabinets,
staff, every last one, the people that we don't
grandkids,
even know.
get
Get
the
them out.
grandkids, everybody.
and take them to that facility that they bought for twice the amount that it was worth, and they can stay there for the rest of their life.
That part. Now
But
put them in Guantanamo Bay.
oh, that's too nice for them. You right there. There's
Open that up. Put them in Guantanamo Bay. That's where they need to go.
alligator Alcatraz.
Oh.
He like Florida so
Or
much.
either over there with Puffy at. Put him over there with Puffy. I heard it was a real nice facility.
Well, he like
They are from
Florida
New York.
so much.
Remember they are from New York. So put them back in New York. Let Tish handle them.
I tell you what, wherever they at, they need to be under the jail, throw away the key, and there for the rest of their life.
Child, they'll all probably flee the country, more than likely. And that's why they're trying to set everything up in Gaza right now. Jared Kushner trying to get all these golf courses and resorts and everything.
Oh, we
Getting it
coming
all
for that ass though.
Yeah,
You
he can
can't
get it
hide.
all set up so he can go. So they'll probably all flee the country because they already know Daddy done got them in trouble.
See, the difference is now is that they are worldwide hated. Nobody, they can't go nowhere. Nobody likes them. They will be in hiding for the rest of their life if they decided to go that route. But they're so stupid that they wouldn't be able to hide for very long because they like being seen. They like being flashy. So
And none of them are very smart. So I wonder how many of these business leaders that's doing business with them. I wonder how many of them setting them up. Because they don't dot I's across T's at all.
and it ain't no honor amongst thieves. So
Yeah, no honor among the thieves. And I guarantee you a lot of them being taken advantage of and don't even realize that they're being taken advantage of.
being played like a fiddle.
They're getting played. They're gonna be FAFO, baby.
Well, guys, we appreciate y'all rocking with us and being active in the chat. Uh, if y'all are just coming in, do us a huge favor, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channels. I said what I said. Foxy 2, Roxy 3, and of course, Off the Record. Do you have any final thoughts before we get up out of here?
Yeah, we do appreciate everybody for rocking with us tonight. Thank you so much. Your presence is what makes the show. We, like he said, we appreciate your comments, whether you agree with us or not. We don't care one way or the other. Thank everybody for being, pretty much respectful in the chat. Also, we appreciate that because we definitely want to hear your thoughts and opinions, as long as they're, as like Nick said,
Let's just be reasonable.
Like Nick said, as long as you know how to act, then it's all right with us. We know it's all good. You don't have to agree with us, and we understand everybody don't agree with the way that we think or what have you, and that's okay. But hopefully we were able to enlighten you, bring you some entertainment, and hopefully educate you on some of the things that's going on right now.
Absolutely. And I always welcome all the MAGA maggots. And like Fuentes said, just make sure that you behave yourself. Make sure you stay in line. Make sure you know your place.
Make sure you know how to act. Hey, anytime, anywhere. Thank you. Thank you for joining us tonight.
All right, guys. With that, we will see y'all on the next show.
Y'all have a great night.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, you know what time it is. No scripts, no filters, no fear. We said what we said and meant that. Off the record. Off the record. Yeah, we keep it real. No filter shit, we say what we feel. Politics, stories, truth on display. Come on. We talk that talk in our own way. Off the record. Minion the guy, let's go. Foxy 2, Roxy 3, she go hard.
I swear on everything, that is exactly what he said right here in the studio.
That is the funniest thing I have heard all week.
So hard. Busy with the facts, she never miss. Nah. I said what I said, that's the twist. Off the record, yeah. Come and catch the vibe. Where real ones talk and the truth survive. Late night truth, we don't just speak. Nah. We pull the roots from what they keep. From pain to progress, we light the flame. No spin, no script, we call it by name. Minion bring the vision, Foxy bring the flame. Lizzie drop a cease, it'll never be the same. Never. I said what I said, say it loud, no shame. We take the truth global, remember the name. No apologies, no disguise. Just soul and purpose in our eyes. We move with power, bold and free. Say it loud, you gon' feel this energy. Record.